All right, guys. Hey, we're going to get started here. Where we're going to start off, can everybody hear me okay? It sounds like it, 'cause I'm saying things and people are responding, so it seems like everything is going well. So, hey, we're going to start off. The biggest question that we're kind of having right now is revolving or kind of centering around the schedule. And what time will my kid be expected to log on? How long will they be logged on for? How much computer time will they be? So this is the big question that a lot of people are asking. And so I think we can kind of talk about that here. Today we kind of put a finalization to a schedule, to what a typical day might look like with the kid. Now remember that this is going to be flexible, because as we dive into this, the number one thing that I think across the board here at Cloverdale, or just even in the whole Cascade School District, I know Superintendent Drill is really big on being flexible and just offering grace. So if a schedule may not be working, or we need to make an adjustment, we're going to need to make that adjustment. So I'm going to talk about the schedule now, but let's say a week into it or a couple weeks into it, it's just not going well. We'll probably give it more than that, but if it's not going well, like say mid-October, is we might have to make some changes to that, or if we're finding some issues, we may make some adjustments to that as well. So we got to be flexible, and we got to offer grace just to make sure that we're doing the right thing for our kids. So tomorrow we're going to be posting something out like this. And Madeline, is this going to be on our website? Do you know?
On the website and the Cloverdale Facebook.
Okay, so this is going to be on the website and the Cloverdale website. And did I say that twice?
Yeah.
Okay.
Facebook.
On Facebook, I'm sorry. It's been a long day. It's been a really long day, but that's okay. But this is going to be on there, and actually it's going to be a little bit more detailed to this. And so if I'm looking at this, so basically as I'm looking at the schedule here, is you see these blocks of time, and this is, so basically every kid is going to have a set time, and that teacher is going, in the classroom is going to have a set time where the kid your student can log on for a live instructional period with that teacher. All right. So if I'm looking at like at kindergarten, their time starts at 9 o'clock. And usually it may look different. It may be like 15 minutes where they might be going over like expectations, procedures, anything setting up for the school day. It may be a math lesson. It may be an ELA lesson. It could be a science project. It could be an art project. It could be multiple things. Okay. But what it is, we just know daily, every single day, parents and students can depend that teacher is going to be going live at that time. All right? Now, a lot of the next question is, during that time, and it's going to be for an hour block. And so each class will have an hour block at that time. Sometimes it may not be the full hour. It might be 45 minutes. And in the last 15 minutes of that hour block might be the teacher just staying in a Google Meet and answering questions, or maybe pulling a small group, or just helping kids out along. So they're still going to be there, but they're going to be answering questions. Or maybe it's a half-hour live instruction and maybe another half-hour questions, or maybe it's like 50 minutes. It all depends on what the day is going to kind of bring there. And so that's what it is. Now, and then for the rest of the time, and so usually from like 7:45 till about 1:45, kids, or even for the rest of the day, the kids can freely work on their school's PLP independently. And they can kind of do at their pace, and the teacher will push out assignments, and the kid will be able to, or the student will be able to access those and work at their own pace. And so if they want to do it in the morning, so like at kindergarten, they can get on at 7:30 in the morning and get it done before 8:30. Or maybe they get on at 1 o'clock and they get done at 2 o'clock. It all kind of depends on what works for you and your family to get those independent things done. Also, during the morning hours, probably from 8 o'clock, if they're not in that live instruction period, the teacher, along with the IA, an instructional assistant, or maybe myself, or maybe the counselor, there'll be opportunities to set up scheduled times for one-on-one and smaller group, for extra help on an assignment to kind of work through an issue they're having. And so that will be scheduled on a need basis. And so, but there is going to be plenty of opportunity for students to have small group and one-on-one instruction with the teacher or with an instructional assistant, kind of moving forward. And so that's that. We have lunches are going to be scheduled. I did put in some recommended breaks for the kids in the schedule. And then also at the end of the day, starting at 1:45, we're starting kind of a club or an elective wheel. We're not sure exactly what we're going to call it, but basically it's where kids are going to have access to different teachers, and they're going to offer kind of electives or kind of special things. So it could be like keyboarding, it could be like a hiking club or a running club or a basketball, jump roping, maybe Lego robotics, maybe there's a whole bunch of different things we're throwing out there. We're still compiling that together, and then the kids kind of get to pick and choose what that might look like. We're still working on exactly the details of that, but I'm kind of excited about that, and it's gonna be really cool. So that is the schedule right now. Also, I want to talk a little bit about communication. For us here at Cloverdale, we are planning, and we have time set apart later this week and early next week that staff member, your teacher will be communicating with you. And so expect a phone call, expect an email from a teacher, just saying, connecting and saying, hey, I'm your teacher this year. I can't wait to meet your student. I can't wait to engage with you and your family. And we're just really excited to meet you. And if you have any questions, you can ask those questions then. So expect that probably Friday next week. So expect a communication from us. And I think that is it for right now. Do you have any questions? So Madeline, go ahead and get me some questions.
All right. Will there be tech support or a tech support number for parents so staff can teach without having to troubleshoot tech issues, or what kind of technology support will there be?
Really good question. So the question basically revolves around technology support. And the answer is there going to be some, not necessarily for teachers, but is for parents at home? And the answer is yes. So we have a help desk, and then we'll send a link in the email that if you're having computer issues or like you can't power on or your screen is broken or something that's happening, you can email tech support and they will get back to you and kind of help you through that. Also, if you're having issues with school's PLP, with Google Hangout, the teacher and an instructional assistant or myself will be helping. Just email us and we can help you and we can figure that out together. So that will be happening as well. So yes, there will be tech support, either through help desk or through a staff member here at Cloverdale.
Will the comprehensive distance learning platform have a virtual message board or some kind of FAQ page for parents so teachers don't have to answer the same question a bunch of different times? Yeah.
So is there going to be like a frequently asked questions or a message board so parents can ask it once? To be honest, I haven't seen that yet. However, there will be, for me, like I said, we're going to be doing Facebook Live so we can still answer these same questions. I think if we get the same question over and over in a weekly email or my newsletter, that will address all those. Also, if a teacher is getting a lot of the same questions, they will be addressing that as well. But right now, is there going to be like what would you call that?
Like a message board?
A message board. Right now, I haven't seen that yet, but there could be.
Will there be virtual assemblies, virtual field trips, virtual clubs, things like that?
Yeah. So virtual field trips, clubs, activities, all that kind of stuff. Yes, there is going to be. What exactly that looks like, we're still planning, but I am planning on doing a virtual assembly. There is plans of a virtual open house with teachers where parents get to come in and connect with the teachers and within the school to make sure that we kind of know what's kind of going on. But yes, I do plan on doing that. There is going to be morning meetings where there's going to be videos from me being pushed out often, and there's going to be opportunities that, as in the way of field trips, virtual field trips. We haven't really discussed that. We haven't really crossed that bridge. But I know there's some really cool things out there, and so I'm assuming that we probably will, but don't expect that early on in September, probably be mid-October before anything like that comes out.
Will there be any fundraising activities this fall or any virtual PTA meetings?
Yes. So to be honest with you right now, with fundraising or PTO, exactly what that looks like. Last year we did do virtual PTO meetings. So there will be PTO meetings coming up. And like I said, usually those are Tuesday night. And so what we might do is we might try to maybe correlate this session, Facebook Live, probably with a PTO meeting. And so we can kind of do it all at one time so parents can feel maybe get more connected that way. As in the way of the fundraising, we probably will do a fundraiser this year. I know the school, we are planning on doing the green sale like we did last year, because that always is a big seller, and a lot of people like to have their wreaths, and they depend on that wreath coming, and they like to buy that every single year. So we are going to be doing that one. We are planning on that as a way of a virtual jogathon or an auction. I still need to kind of discuss that with the PTO and what that's going to look like.
Is there a current parent group to help support families, or is there just a way for families to get involved and support each other?
Yeah, so right now we do have a PTO, and so that's the parent teacher organization, and they meet, and that's they usually meet like the first Tuesday of the month, but I can send a link out so you can get connected with that tomorrow. I am sending out a newsletter tomorrow with just kind of an overview of today with questions, with links where like help desk will be on there, PTO will be on there, just so some helpful hints of everything I kind of went over today. As in the way of like a parent support group or anything like that, I have not seen anything kind of pop up like that as well. I don't know. Yeah, so right now that we do not have that one outside of the PTO. I do know the PTO is strong, and so if you want to get involved, go there and they can kind of help you point you in the right direction.
I'm worried that my student might have a learning disability. How do I start the evaluation process?
Yeah, so I've actually had a couple emails this year, this summer about, last year my student really struggled with this. They might have ADHD or ADD, or maybe they might be dyslexic. I saw some struggles with reading. Maybe there's a speech impediment where they have some slurred speech. Maybe they have a vision problem, or there's just something kind of going on that's getting in the way of them doing well at school. If you're worried about that, and the process is this: first you need to contact either the teacher or you need to contact myself, and then we will get the process going for you. It is a lengthy process, and right now we're still kind of working out the details of the timelines and everything like that. But there is a process to it, and it is a lengthy process. But I think the number one thing that I can tell parents is the first way to do that, if you have a concern, is email me, and we can kind of get going on that.
What about students who've experienced anxiety or stress or grumpy behavior? Mm-hmm. There were some students that experienced that during the spring. Do you have tips for parents with kids who are anxious or stressed, or how are you going to support those students?
Yeah, I think when we talk about anxiety and we talk about stress and we're talking about that, so coming up as we start the school year, I talked with Mrs. Augsburger, who is our counselor, and we are working on doing some platforms, some small groups, one-on-one counseling, or just working with the counselor to kind of work through those issues. So that is in the plan. Tips at home, I think the biggest thing that if I could just tell you as a parent is try to stay positive as much as you can. Try to let the kids know that everything is going to be okay. Talk to the kid about, you know what, it's okay to struggle. Everybody struggles. Everybody has a hard time. You're not alone. And just because you're struggling doesn't mean that's necessarily a bad thing, but you can work through it. Trust in the process. Know that there's always light at the end of the tunnel. Okay? And I would say just keep on sending that consistent message to your kids. Also, I would say beginning a routine and consistency. So like right now, starting earlier bedtime, getting ready, making sure like meal times are scheduled. Schedules and routine with kids with anxiety is really a good thing. So that's my biggest thing, and just staying calm, sending a clear message that everything will be fine. We're going to get through this. It's going to be a struggle. But if we get in a routine, we have a schedule, we trust the process, you will come out better on the other side.
This is kind of a follow-up to that. Do you have any tips for parents to help get kids set on a schedule and help create a learning environment for them at home?
Yeah. So expect more from me about this as we are leading up to it. So like tomorrow, newsletter will probably revolve just around kind of this meeting and whatnot. Next week, early on, we will start talking about routines, setting things up at home, how do we get the classroom ready for the next week. But I think the biggest thing for me, what I've noticed, and just like what we do at school, is make it collaborative. So sit down with your student, have a conversation, and be like, hey, we have this coming up, we have school starting next week. What do you think bedtime should be? What's a fair bedtime? What time do you feel like we need to wake up? What schedule is gonna work for you? And kind of make it collaborative. Like, don't give all the power to the student, because obviously they're gonna say, oh, I'm gonna wake up at noon every single day, and maybe that's not gonna work. But, it's kind of set some parameters, but bring them into the conversation. Every time if I see it's like, is this just gonna be this way, and there's no collaboration, sometimes that can have a way of backfiring. So for me, if you, again, make it collaborative, I think you'll get a lot out of that.
Is it possible to come and see the classroom and meet the teacher before the school year starts?
Yeah, and so I am getting a lot of questions about, hey, can I bring my kid in? Can I meet the teacher? Can I meet you? Can my student, especially in kindergarten right now, getting a lot of, I need my kindergarten wants to connect with the teacher, wants to connect with the principal and whatnot. Right now, we're not doing that right now. We just can't. Just through the metrics and through the guidelines, through OHA, we just can't make that happen. We would love for that to happen. We would love to be able to see the kids, to be able to say hi and to connect, give a fist bump, a high five. But right now, we just can't do that. Like I said, we are working on a process to bring in kids at a limited basis, and we can't bring everybody in, and there's a process to that, but we really have to kind of go over like a needs basis, who needs it the most, and we kind of have to start that, and that takes a lot of time to kind of decipher through all those kids and student needs and all that, so it takes a while, but I know we're shooting for really the end of September, but it's going to be more like October before that kind of happens, I think.
Will there be virtual PE?
Virtual PE. Yes, there'll be opportunities to do that. So kind of like that election wheel that we were talking about at 1:45 to 3:30, there will be opportunities to do PE lessons and activities to keep your child healthy and engaged.
Will it be possible to sign up or schedule time to come play on the playground here at Cloverdale?
So yeah, is there time to schedule time to come and play on the playground here at Cloverdale right now? Again, that's bringing kids on campus, and we're not bringing kids on campus here at Cloverdale. We just really want to make sure that we're protecting you and we're protecting our staff, and safety is our number one concern here at Cloverdale and at the Cascade School District. I think, I hope, again, I want to say this again, even those because of the regulations that are there through OHA, but also, we really do want kids back, and we're working really hard to make that happen. But at the same time, we want to make sure that we are protecting your child and we're protecting our staff here at school.
Do you know of any youth sports available right now for kids at Cascade?
Yeah, so youth sports at Cascade right now, there is a youth football, but that's not going to happen until the springtime. So anything that's really connected with Cascade is going to happen more in the spring. I do know, because I have children that are in second grade and third grade. There are clubs that kind of go year round in Salem. So like there's Cascade, Capital City Soccer, there's Capital City Swim Team, Salem Track, they're starting cross country. So there's other things out there, but it's more connected to the city of Salem and to the clubs, the athletic clubs, more in the Salem area. So I would check there.
How can families sign up to get a Chromebook, and if they've already signed up, when will they be receiving their Chromebooks?
Yeah, and so the big question is Chromebooks, when are we getting those? What is that going to look like? So right now, if you filled out the survey through the technology department, they should be giving you a call, or somebody from school will be giving you a call by the end of this week or early next week. And then Chromebooks are scheduled to go out next week, Wednesday, Thursday, the exact date. They're still working on that. So right now, they are working really hard on getting the most updated version of any software on there, and that takes a lot of work. I know they were doing it in the summer, but a lot of the updates didn't come until just a little while ago, and so we had to wait to make sure that we had all the most updated versions of Google Meet, Google Classroom, all the software that is needed for this to be a successful venture here this fall. So again, expect that coming here soon.
Do you have any headphones you would recommend for online learning or that work with schools PLP?
Yeah, so recommended headphones. I think the biggest thing, earbuds, I would stay away from those, but I would have some that kind of go over, like the full, that kind of go over that, and even with a microphone might even be better. But you know, all the Chromebooks do have microphones that you can access, but sometimes when you have the headphones that goes in with the headpiece, those work really well. So that's what I would recommend. That's what I'm gonna try to get for my two boys at school, with the headset with a little microphone here, is what I'm shooting for.
Do we need a webcam for our student?
If you have a Chromebook, the Chromebooks do have a webcam attached to that. But if you are using a desktop at home and you don't have one, then yes, I would say that you would need that to kind of access that. So yes, to be a part of it. And if you do need that, please contact me and we can work something out to make that happen.
When will we be getting orders for Cloverdale T-shirts?
Ooh, that's a good question. So right now, I don't have that answer to that question. That is a PTO. Usually we do orders in mid-September, early October, and also we do one around the holiday season, December-ish, because a lot of people like to do that before like a Christmas gift or a holiday gift. And so that will be happening, but we are going to be getting out Cloverdale gear. And expect a new Cloverdale T-shirt this year. It will be different. What it exactly looks like, I have a couple things going on in Mr. Dyer's mind about a pretty cool new Cloverdale T-shirt with a new kind of motto. Oh, it might be an old motto with something new. It's gonna be pretty awesome. So we're kind of excited about that, and so be on the lookout.
When will our students do school pictures?
Say that again?
School photos. When will they get their photos taken?
School photos. That is a great question. We will cross that bridge when we are allowed to bring students back on campus full time. And so we will not cross that bridge until the numbers of positive COVID cases drop in Marion County below 10. So until that happens, school pictures, it's just not going to happen. I just don't see it being feasible.
All right, that's all we got so far.
That is all we have right now. Is there any other questions out there? Okay, Chromebooks. So again, and if you didn't fill out, when you're talking Chromebooks, like I didn't fill out the survey, the technology survey, let me know and I can push that to the technology department. So if you feel like I got lost in the system, I don't know, let me know and we can figure something out. But again, wait till like next week. If you haven't heard anything by the end of this week, let me know and I can get information. I can push something ahead for you guys that way. All right?
And families who've requested hotspots,
yes.
They should have already been contacted.
Okay.
They're starting with hotspots to get that set up for everyone. So if you've requested a hotspot and you haven't heard, please reach out because you should have already heard if you've requested a hotspot. Okay.
So if you guys, just to kind of restate what Madeline just said, she said if you requested a hotspot, you should have already been contacted. But if you have not, you need to call, and let me know, and we can make sure that happens. So if you didn't get a hotspot, let me know, and you already requested that, so that should have already happened this week. Yep.
We've got another one. If you are late to register, how can we get our students registered for school?
If you haven't registered yet, you just need to call Miss Shelley at the main office. The number is 503-749-8050. And that is Miss Shelley, and she can help you out with everything that you need. And so, to be quite honest, and that was one of the things I was going to talk about, if you have a concern or an issue right now, You need to email me or you need to email Miss Shelley. Don't talk to the teacher yet because the teachers really don't have answers for you all the way. I'm the one kind of doing all that. Right now, the teachers are working their tails off right now. They are working extremely hard to make sure that there's a great product for you guys starting September 8th. And so they are working hard. So right now, if you have questions or concerns, you can email me, but Miss Shelley is also the other person that you can kind of contact to make sure that she can answer any questions that you guys have as well, because she's going to be up in the office. All right?
Cool.
Is that it?
I think so.
Alrighty. And then also, as always, as you guys are kind of getting on here, this is going to be recorded, and it will be placed on a YouTube video, and a link will be at our website and also on the Facebook, as I like to call it. And so you can always go back, and if you missed something, you can hear it again. As well, you can also like expect a letter from me kind of going over some things and all that kind of stuff. Oh, if you saw Miss Shelley put her phone number down in the comment she's on, and so she put her phone number along with her extension for any questions. I want to end you guys with this. Guys, we are going to have a great year. And we're going to have ups and downs because it's going to be, there's going to be issues that are going to pop up. We know it's going to happen. We're going to be flexible. We're going to offer you guys grace. We're in this together. I know for a lot of you guys and for most of us, this is going to be tough and it's going to be hard. Know that the school is here. We have your back. We are here to support you. We are here to help you. And we are here to engage your student. And we are here to teach your student. And we're going to do that. Every single day, our teachers are going to be here during the week to help you guys out and to help you through this. I believe that you guys, and I am very blessed that we live in a community that has this awesome school that we call Cloverdale. You guys have awesome teachers, you have awesome staff, and it's going to be a great year, okay? And I just want to say I'm so excited that we have the community and the parents that we do have, because like I said, I show up to work and I just love being here, and I feel so blessed to be here. So thank you guys for being you. Thank you for being awesome. Remember, it's not luck, it's hard work, and we are country strong, and we are in this together. Goodbye, and have a good night.